Melissa Prendergast here, CEO and lead designer for Bella Sunshine Designs. Now I know blending sometimes can be a little scary. When you see all those diagrams, it just looks confusing. Don't worry. I created this fun video to show you what to do to get the perfect fit every single time. To blend our pattern, let's get our supplies together. You're going to need your pattern pieces, something to write with, a ruler, and it's also convenient if you have it to have a French curve. This one is an antique, used to be my aunt's. You can also pick these up in any fabric store, or you can get them on Amazon. So let's get started. So for this blending demonstration, we're going to do the length of a 3T, the chest of a 2T, and the waist of an 18-month. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to blend the arm. Take your ruler, and let's start with the front bodice. Here we have the front bodice and the back bodice. Now, to start to blend the arm, we need a 3T length and a 2T chest. Note this 2T line here on the chest. We want to take this arm and actually make it into a 3T. Now, to do it properly, you want to take the point here of the 2 and go straight up from there. You don't want to go out, you want to go up. We want to keep that 2T length, and you can draw just a straight line. Now then, to do the chest, we're going to do the same point right here. And that's how we're going to then later blend the waist. To make this a 3T length, you're going to have your 2 and it's going to intersect your 3. You just drew that line. We're going to have a new little point there. And we're going to take our French curve and we're going to curve this into the line. Now, I generally like to curve into this notch point. Gives you kind of a reference to go by. And then if you do it like this, you can make sure that it's nice and square. There's no particular starting and stopping point on your French curve. They're all curvy, different directions. You just basically, you want this to be a right angle. And you want to curve it nice into this new bodice piece. Excuse me, into this new arm. So then you're going to have this whole new line here. You follow the 2, and that's your new arm. You've got the 3T length, the 2T width, and then let's also alter the neckline because you don't want the neckline to be super wide like the 3T. You want to stay proportionally with the 2T. So in order to do that, you're going to do the same thing. Take your 2T measurement here, and we're going to go straight up. And then with the 3, we want to keep this same angle on the arm, on the shoulder. So see how these 2 intersect? That's going to be your new point. So you're going to follow that 2T line all the way down. Now, if you were to take this 2 line down here, you're going to have a really low neckline because you also raised it here. So what we want to do is where the 2 and the 3 intersect, you're going to have a new point. So then you can draw in that new neckline, which is going to be following the 3T line. So basically you've got 2T line here, 3T line here, 3 here, and you've got the same angle here on the 3 so we don't mess up the shoulder. So let's do the same thing over here. We're going to take our 2T right at that point, a straight line all the way up. Let's do the same thing here. Now this pretty much intersects exactly. It's very rare that that happens. This doesn't really come in that much between the 2T and the 3T. And you'll also notice that there's a little truing right here on this line. So there's a little truing right here on the shoulder. So what you're going to do is basically follow that in and do it very similar. Now, you're going to want to reblend this line. And it's going to be in just a little bit further. So we're going to reblend that neckline into the 3, just like we did with this one. We did 3 here, and we're doing 3 here. Now again, you want to make sure this is nice and square. So we got a nice shape there. Now also on this line, we're going to follow the same 3. Of course, if you want nice pretty lines, use your ruler. Do as I say, not as I do, right? So we're going to have that nice 3. And then for the 2, we're going to do the same thing. We got a dot here where the notches are. We have a dot here where the 2 and the 3 intersect. And we want to make sure this is nice and square, same way as we did before. I just kind of move the French curve until I find a curve that I like. And we're going to reblend into that too. And then it will end right here at the 2. The hardest part of blending the bodice is the arms. So look at that, easy peasy. We did our lines. It's basically kind of like connect the dots as a kid. Same kind of thing. You just have to know exactly where the dots should go. To blend the waist, you're going to do it much in the same way we just did the arm. To save time, I went ahead and did this part, but I'm going to show you what I did. Basically, you want to take your chest size, which here we have the 2, and you want to look at the waist size, which down here is at the 18-month. Now, we also need to alter this for length. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler, just like you did up above, and draw a line straight down to this 3T, so you get the 18-month waist with the 3T length, and then you're going to draw a straight line to blend it. You're going to do that on both sides. So you're connecting your 2 down to your 18 combined with your 3. Now, Juliet has several pieces for the main bodice. We have a ruffle, we have 2 side bodice pieces, both front and back, and then we have center bodice pieces front and back. Now you can see, to save time for the video instruction, I've already blended these for you. Same kind of thing. We want to go up from the 2, up to the 3, draw a line. Same on both arms, blend it into these notch pieces with your French curve. And then you're going to use the same solid lines. This is the same as for all sizes. And then same thing here with the waist. We brought the 18-month down to the 3, connected it with this 2, draw us a new line. We did that on both front side and back side bodice pieces. Now, where it gets a little bit different is the center back bodice and the front center bodice. Because of the fact that this is cut here, we have it color blocked. We are going to want to actually blend this line too. Seems a little bit scary, but it's really not. Actually, what you're going to want to do, because this is a 2-year chest, what you're going to want to do is just take this 2-year line and bring it down to the 3. 2-year, bring it up to the 3. That's just one simple line there with your ruler. As you can see, I already did this here. So you're going to want to cut on that line. Same thing goes for the center front bodice. Cut on that 2 line, and then it will actually end up being a 2 chest, which is exactly what we want, but yet it's still altered to this 3. Now let's do the bodice ruffle. Now the bodice ruffle piece here is so big that it does not fit in this screen. I have it close up here on the part where it actually is showing the grading. Now this is pretty easy because this is just a rectangle. So because this bodice ruffle goes up and down like this long way, what we want to do is we want to do the 2 chest, same kind of thing, still a bodice piece. So we want to take the width of this 2, which would be right here, but we want to make it the 3 length. So you're just going to take your 2 bring it down to the 3. So you would cut on this 2-year line and this 3-year length. Super, super easy. We also have the optional sash. You may be doing one of these, you may be not, but it's the same kind of thing. What you're gonna wanna do is, because the sash is the opposite of the ruffle, with a sash, you're going wide, with the very longest edge being 2, because it's going sideways, but yet you want the length of the 3. So here you're going to do this 2T line. We're going to blend it into the 3. So we get the height of the 3, but the width of the 2. And there you go. Now you got your entire bodice completely blended. So next, all you have to do is the skirt. Now, like the bodice ruffle and the bodice sash pieces, the skirt is super easy to blend. Now, what you're going to want to do is blend with the size that you chose for the length. I know for most things on the bodice, we've been using this 2T line, but if you'll remember, the waist actually was an 18-month. To keep that ruffle ratio exactly the same throughout all of the sizes, so you end up with a product that looks exactly like what's on our website, what you want to do is choose this 18-month line, and we're going to make it into a 3T length. Continue that line down, intersect, connect the dots. Super easy, you just blended your skirt. Now, Juliet also has a skirt band. Same thing applies here. The skirt band has absolutely no gathering on it to attach it to the skirt, so we're going to want to blend it the same way. 18-month waist with a 3T length. There you go. Now, if you're using a cutting chart, we do have a cutting chart included in the pattern for those of you that don't want to print rectangles. I don't blame you. I don't like printing rectangles either. I normally use a rotary blade. What you would actually do is just with your width times height, choose the width amount for the 18-month and the height amount for the 3T, since your 18-month is your waist and your 3T is the length. You did it. You blended a pattern. See, wasn't it much easier than what you thought? Now you can get that perfect fit you've been dreaming of. Till next time.